देखें तो जब भी किसी ने कोई घर बनाना होता है और उसके लिए प्लानिंग की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, और प्लानिंग में काफ़ी चीज़ें हमको देखनी पड़ती हैं। हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, हमारे फ्यूचर्स की रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या है, तो उसके अगेंस्ट उसके अकॉर्डिंग्स लाइक स्पेस यूटिलाइजेशंस क्या है, और नीड्स और रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से हम बेस्ट कैसे उसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं। और आपके फ्यूचर्स की भी कुछ प्लानिंग होती हैं रेजिडेंस को लेके, और कैसे बेस्ट यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ स्पेस अकॉर्डिंग द क्लाइमेटिक जहाँ पे आप रहते हो उसके देखते हुए। तो इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स, क्योंकि घर तो लाइफ में एक ही बार बनता है। उसके लिए बेस्ट प्लानिंग और उसका फिर आर्किटेक्चर, उसका डिज़ाइन, तो वो बहुत मैटर करते हैं। थैंक यू।
Thank you all. Now it's time to start our training workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring the club to the order. Also, I would request all the members now to mute themselves so that there will be no disturbance. You will get a chance to interact with the presenter after the presentation. Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to this week's meeting of club. I would like to start this part of meeting by requesting Seema ma'am to come forward and take a responsibility of Captain Doodle. I would like to hand over the mic to Vishal sir. Over to you, Vishal sir.
Thank you, Bushi. Thank you. Kindly keep your cameras on and mic off. Please bring club to order. We are starting the presentation. So, Captain Doodle for today is Seema ji. Captain Doodle has the power to stop anyone who is going out of track. These are the few duties of Captain Doodle. Captain Doodle has the power to stop anyone who is taking too much time. Captain Doodle has the power to stop anyone who is initiating any sort of argument. Captain Doodle has the power to stop anyone whose pitch or tone is not acceptable. Captain Doodle will announce winner for best introduction given by new joiners. What is Club NPC? Club NPC is networking forum for people of construction. As the name suggests, the club is made up of 7 pillars of construction fraternity. That are architects, designers, PMC, engineers, contractors, suppliers and manufacturers. The main purpose of this forum is to build a strong relationship with all the members in the group. Here we don't believe in posting messages. Instead, we believe in meeting face to face in an online meet through Zoom. The purpose of the meet is to have good interaction with each other so that we can know and build trust among each other. To receive more information regarding the club, please do attend our online meet, which takes place on every Wednesday and Friday. Club NPC is a real club for the people of construction fraternity, which gives a member a knowledge sharing platform. We are trying to develop India's biggest construction industry knowledge based platform with lots of training and skill development sessions. We are not hunters, we are farmers. We will cultivate something for all so that all can benefit out of our hard work. Who can be the members of our club? Architects, interior designers, engineers, consultants, suppliers, contractors, manufacturers, and anyone from the construction industry. Most importantly, you can gain and share knowledge here. You will have friends, helping buddies across India. You will learn more about yourself and your profession. You will updated with technology, latest technology, product skills. You will learn how to work with a team. You will learn how to engage with diverse group of people. You will gain leadership skills and you will be able to give back to the community. You will have fun over here and this is all absolutely free. This is a self-discovery, friendship, knowledge, fun club, latest skills and leadership. Benefits of Club NPC members. showcase opportunity, relation development, self-discovery, knowledge, reputation development, networking. From here, I invite Pushpinder Duvaji. He'll let you know more about the club from here.
Hello.
Over to you, Pushpinder ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, friends. Club NPC ये divided किया हुआ है 4 zones में. It's divided into 4 different zones: North, South, East, and West. In North zone we have Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Delhi, UP, and Uttarakhand. In South we have Karnataka. East we have Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, MP, West Bengal, Northeast. And in West zone we have Mumbai, Gujarat, Rajasthan, rest of Maharashtra, Pune, rest of Maharashtra, North and South. Next slide, please. Friends, Club NPC is now a registered club. So we take a great pleasure to announce that Club NPC is now officially registered under Society Registration Act 21 of 1860. Now, from this, I hand over to Shimpuji. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Let's have an overview of Directors Club. First of all, ID Yogesh Jagatram Ramkaji, who is the founder and president of Club and also manages PR. Architect Karan Arora, who holds the position of vice president along with the position of director of programs. ID Amit Shah ji, who holds the position of executive secretary post along with products. Mohammad Parvez ji, who holds the position of treasurer, also take care of finance. Mr. Ashish Bugra ji takes care of IT department. ID Ritu ji, who is the CRCO, also holds the position of HR and mentor head. Architect Rohit Jain, who takes care of sales strategies. Next slide, please. Our workshop committee, National Workshop Committee head, Mr. Ved Prakash Sharma ji, and Piyushi ji, National Workshop co-head. Next slide, please. Now let me introduce you to executive team of North Zone. Mr. Veji, National co-head of workshop and executive member team of, and myself Shimpu Goyal, member of executive board, and Mr. Vishal Sachdeva ji, National co-head chit chat. Next slide, please. North Zone executive club members Mr. Sumit Agarwal ji and Mr. Pramod Pelkan ji, National co-head CRC. And now governors of Punjab, myself Shimpu Goyal and Mr. Vishal Sachdeva ji. Our regional captains, president of North Punjab, this is Gurmeet Kaur. He is also holding growth as a growth captain. Simagar, secretary and chit chat captain, Mr. Pushpinder Dugaji as treasurer. Next slide, please. Mr. Ishwinder ji, social media captain, Mr. Sanjay Sharma ji, mentor captain, and Mr. Dilbir Singh ji, working as attendance captain. Mr. Rupesh Jindal ji, HR captain, and architect Rutuja ji, working as workshop captain. Next slide, please. I will call Mr. Vishal ji to introduce today's presenter. Vishal.
Thank you, Shimpuji. I am introducing today's presenter. She is Rutuja Mani from Ludhiana. She is architect by profession. So today she is going to take the workshop on the topic residential planning and architecture. Rutuja ji is architect by profession. Her business name is Moonra, based in Ludhiana. She is a Bachelor of Architect. So over to Rutuja ji. We are eager to hear from you.
Wonderful evening, everybody. I hope you are doing all well. So today I'm going to start with my presentation on the topic residential planning and architecture. So as you guys said in the introductory part, so many of them were correct. What is basically the residential planning? So I will make it more clear through my presentation. I hope you all enjoy the presentation. I will give you a little broader aspect of the presentation that what is basically the residential planning. So what is architecture? Let us start with that, the architecture concept. What is architecture? Architecture is an art or a practice of designing and construction of the building, right? And the question of residential planning, whenever there is anybody, when we have to build our dream house, the question arises like, how do you plan a residential building? Second, what do I need to know before designing a house, before designing my dream house? So let us start with the presentation. Next slide, ma'am. What is residential architecture? Residential architecture is quite simply the process of designing and building residential, non-commercial properties and living spaces. Residential architecture includes everything from the townhomes to the mansions to the apartment complexes and everything in between. It can be modern or nostalgic, urban or rural, eccentric or simple, anything. In a nutshell, a residential architecture is all about the capturing the needs and the desires of a homeowner and translating this often obscure concepts into the real life home of their dream. So, what kind of designing, if we see, there are types of house plans, right? We go in traditional and classical, we go in contemporary, we go in the customization of a building. So, basically, we'll deal that what is the planning of residential building. So, it is the aspect of a house should be such that it enables the family members to live comfortably. The space should be comfortably. Aspect is concerned with the orientation of the building, the arrangement of doors, windows, outside wall, inner wall of the house should be in such a way that there is plenty of sun rays, breeze can enter into the house. Next. So here, I would like to say there are some important factors we need to consider when building a new home. So let's make it more clear, ready-made or original design. Now, what is this ready-made or original design? There are many people who go in this ready-made building of a house. We actually go for this ready-made house. We purchase a ready-made flat or ready-made building which is already constructed with some other owner, and we are taking the charge. And the original design, we go through the architectural process, we go to the architects, we go to the builder, and they design our dream house according to our requirement. Now, second is understanding our own unique needs. Now, what is our own unique needs? What we need to consider while designing a residential space? We need to see the distribution of the space. We need to see the circulation of the space. We need to see the light and ventilation of the space, size, area, shape of the place, orientation of the space, different zoning laws of the space, height of the space, and the electrical system of the space. In whichever zone we are basically planning our dream house. So third is planning your space. Fourth, getting the right material, whether the material is cheap or costly, whether the material is heavy or light. Fifth, light and automation. Sixth, set a budget. Now, what kind of, we usually find that, yeah, this is my some target that I'm going to build my house in this particular target. But what kind of budget you need to go through? So first of all, it comes is a building budget. Second, you need to go through the furnishing budget. And third, your finishing budget. And seven most important thing you need to consider is understanding the government regulation of your state and of your country and of your land. Whenever you want to make your house, build your dream house. Okay, next. Now we have to go this far through the 5 phases of architectural design. What are these 5 phases we need to consider? First of all, pre-designing part. Whenever you go through an architect, so he will make you go through these 5 phases. First, he will give you pre-design. Second, he will give you schematic design of the building. Third is the design development, that how your inner beauty of the house, external beauty of the house, facade of the house, release of the house. Fourth is the construction documentation, where you need to go through different bylaws and you have to submit your drawing to municipal corporation. And fifth is the construction administration, how your site is going on, how your site is managed, it is managed well, how the builder is taking the responsibility of your house, in what is the deadline you have given to your builder. So this is the fifth consideration of this architectural design you have to consider. Next. Now, how to design an efficient spaces. First, determining the purpose and defining the zones. You should be very clear what are the requirements of my house. You have to define your areas very well, that your architect or your builder will be more clear, that is what is the purpose and what is the background of the design. Second, you should be looking into this aspect, that allowing the easy circulation. What is circulation? Movement in the house is the circulation. From going from one place to the other, going from one corner to the other is the circulation of your house. Third is the maximum lighting. Whether your light is artificial lighting you are using, your house is naturally ventilated from through sun rays and giving the glass facade, whether your orientation of the house is such a way that it is east facing, where you're west facing, that matters a lot for your building. Fourth, placing the outlets and the switches. It is very important. Placements help you to go and move in the house very easily. If you're going through your veranda, your porch of your parking, and if you don't do any kind of switch over there, it is mildly you're going to fall there on the step right in front of your main door. So the placement of switches and outlet is very important whenever you are designing your house. Fifth is considering the accessibility. Now, what is the considering the accessibility? It is something that whenever you are going through the movement of your house, you need to consider every feasible thing, everything in my house is accessible to me. Next. So some important 9 principles we need to consider. Let us go through one by one. So first is the aspect. Now, what is the aspect? Aspect is considered with the orientation of a building. The arrangement or the doors and windows in the outside of the wall of the house should be in such a way that plenty of sun rays, breeze can enter into the house, just we talked. All the rooms should be well ventilated and well lighted by the proper placement of doors and windows. Aspect of a building provides comfort, hygiene, and the pleasant view. The kitchen should have an eastern aspect for the getting pure air from outside, which can remove the fumes of cooking and remain the cooling in the daytime. Bedroom should have a southeast or southwest aspect. The bedroom should have a veranda in the west, so that it protects the wall from getting the direct sun rays. The drawing room or living room can have northeast or southeast aspect. So basically, no offense to any Vastu expert over here, but here, if you look in according to Vastu, why should the puja room should be in east? Why should be the kitchen should be in the southeast? The same thing I have explained here in the more scientific and more architectural way. The why kitchen should be in the east, why bedroom should be in the why kitchen should be in southeast, and why puja room should be in east, and why bedroom should be in southwest. So basically, this is the aspect of a room, aspect of a residential home. Next. Next slide. Prospect. So prospect is the view from the outside of a house. The house should have a proper prospect so that it can give a feeling of cheerfulness to the people living inside. It should create a good impression on a person who views it from outside. Prospect should reveal pleasant features and hide unpleasant and undesirable features of the house. The house not only looks attractive from outside, but it must also possess good qualities like comfort, cheerfulness, security, labor saving, and modern outlook. For example, a small protection or a bay window can have a good outlook as well as helps in providing breeze light and sunlight to the room. So this is basically a historical perspective as we are looking since from the historical times. There are usually many forts and many historical buildings. They used to give this kind of bay windows and small projection outside where it could work as a natural cool towers over there. So prospect is the building of prospect is nothing. It is just the exterior facade of your building, that it is very important that how your building is beautifying from outside. Whether it is giving the beauty to the house, yeah, whether it is hiding the unpleasant and undesirable features of any of your house. So your house should be look attractive from outside. Right. Next. So privacy. Very important third principle is the privacy, which is very important in a residential building, and it can be maintained in a two ways, that is external and internal. So let's go through how can we maintain the external privacy of a building. So first is fixing screen on the doors and the windows. Now what happens when we fix a screen? That is a full height glazing, that is the giving emphasis that the volume of space that within the apartment in such a way that it allows to give the panoramic view of a city. Somewhere people put aluminium sheets providing sun shading and delineating the sectional impression of this building. So fixing screen on the doors and windows can surely be helpful for the external privacy. Second, if the house is built at the backside of any of your plot with enough distance from the highway and the streets, then privacy can be maintained easily. The house should not be built on the edges of the road. Okay, there should be little offset from the edge of the road so that the noise pollution and also the your building will get highlighted, and the privacy also can be maintained when the house is little away and offset is maintained from the edge of the road. Third, screen should be fixed on the main door of the house so that one cannot have a full view of internal parts of the house from outside. Fourth, the external privacy can be maintained by planning the main entrance carefully or by screening it with the trees or creepers. So basically we could have a garden concept right out the main entrance of our house so that the trees or the creepers acts like a buffer that so can no one directly can look into our house. Yeah, the compound wall should be in such a way that the anyone passerby going from the street cannot directly make his look into the house. Okay, next. Next. Internal privacy. Internal privacy can be maintained by first, just like the external privacy, screen can be placed inside there. Screens may be used in the doors of all rooms, which can be easily separate one room from the another, like bedrooms, bathrooms, toilets, kitchens, offices should be this properly screened so that these spaces are well zoned, well planned in such a way they all are segregated from each other and even connected with each other. So the screen should be placed. This can be possible if all the rooms have independent access. Second, the door should be located on one side of a long wall of a room so that there are many openings in the wall can hamper your internal privacy. So there should be the location of door should be at the one corner of the wall. And third is the privacy can be maintained by single panel door, right? If the double panel door is there, it will take your maximum area and the maximum panel can make it more visible into inside. So single panel doors are mostly preferred whenever you are giving indoor doors. Next. Now grouping. So it means the room must be arranged in relation to one another. Like different activity areas should be separated. The public or the common room such as drawing room, living room, family room, dining room should be grouped together. The bedroom, study room, dressing room, bathroom should be separated from the public areas because these are all your private spaces by a central hall or a passage. The dining room should be close to the kitchen. The drawing room should be near to your kitchen and the bathroom should be accessible to the all rooms. Children should be near to the parents' room for the security purpose. Next. Roominess. Now, what is roominess? Roominess could be the product produced in the house by using the small proportion. An impression of spaciousness can be created even your house is small. A square room may look smaller than a rectangular room of the same square meter area because of the change in proportion. The cupboards, shelves should be fixed in such a way to make the best use of space available in your rooms. The built-in wall cupboards, showcases, shelves helps in avoiding overcrowding of the floor area. The space under the window should be used for the storage purposes. Then wall cabinets in the kitchen provides enough storage space. The kitchen garden and the veranda should be located that they togetherly provide the continuity to your space. So this is basically planning of a space. There should be no negative areas in your house where the areas are getting completely dead. So we need to plan your space in such a way that your negative areas, the dead areas are coming into functional way. We are using it in a functional way. Next. Sanitation, very important principle. The health of a family members depends upon the sanitary condition of the house. Provision should be made for proper lighting, ventilation, cleanliness, and other sanitary convenience in your houses. All the rooms should be well lighted and well ventilated. There should be windows on the opposite wall of the room to have this cross ventilation. Instead of one window, there should be 2 to 3 windows in different wall of the rooms so that all the rooms can get sufficient light and the air. So sanitation is a very important principle whenever you are considering your trimming your house. Next. Flexibility. It means that the room can have a multi-purpose use. When there is a shortage of space, for example, you have very short of space with you, then the room and the area should be planned in such a way that a single room can be used in a multi-purpose way. For example, a living room can be converted to bedroom at night. Kitchen could serve both the purpose of cooking as well as dining. Bedroom can be used for study room even. And this is very important, the people who are living in flats. So these are some areas where we could have this flexibility of the space where you could use your rooms in multi-purpose way. Eighth is the communication. Now, easy communication between room is one of the most important principles. This can be possible by placement of your door, halls, staircases. The door should be placed in such a way that we can move without crossing the center of the room. The passage in the room should not interfere with the furniture arrangement. The straight, short, and separate passage is very important for the privacy of every room. It helps in avoiding the disturbance in doing your work. Easy communication or circulation helps in reducing the movement of the members doing any household activities. Mostly communication should be communication areas just like the passage. The area should be very separated because the furniture should be not a disturbance in the passages. So you should have a free passage so that you could easily circulate in your house. So communication is a very important aspect while building design. Next. Now, what is practical consideration? Practical consideration plays an important role while you're constructing a house. The ease of cleaning and maintenance should be kept in mind while finishes are decided for these floors and the walls. The immediate surrounding of your house should be carefully considered, like garden, courtyard, backyard. The garden around the house is important to beautify the house. Kitchen garden at the back of the house can be planned, can be yield homegrown vegetables and fruits. The courtyard in the enclosed ground in front of your house where flower plants may be planted, just tulsi plant can be planted, small tanks with water lilies, lotus plants and fountain can provide it more attractive way. They should be kept clean and may be used for some household activity. So basically practical consideration is something designing your house in a way they are giving the areas in a house like garden, courtyard, backyard in a way that it beautifies your house. It gives a positive aspect in your house. It gives you livelihood in your house. Comfort living is this all areas you need to consider when you are giving your living, when you are improving your living standard in a comfort way. Next. So let us go through all the 9 principles again. Like first we have seen the aspect. Second is the prospects. Third is the grouping. Fourth is the roominess. Fifth is the circulation. Sixth is the flexibility. Seventh is privacy. Eighth is the furniture requirement. 9 is the sanitation. 10th is the economy. 11th is the elegance. And 12th is the practical consideration. So here I would like to share this. The objectives of having a design plan is very important because it is important to give you the accessible, aesthetic, cost-effective, functionally operational, productive, secure, safe, and sustainable environment. So here I end with my presentation. Thank you everyone for kindly listening. Now I would like to hand over to Vishalji.
Thank you, Architect Rutuja ji, for such an insight on architecture planning. Now, I would like to hand over to Vedji.
Thank you, Seema ma'am. Really, it was very informative workshop. So, for question hour session, I would like to hand over the mic to Vishalji. Vishalji, can you take over for question answer session? Vishalji, are you there? You are on mute, Vishalji. Okay, no worries. I will take the question and answer session. So anybody from the audience would like to ask anything about today's topic can raise their hand. We will take questions one by one. Kindly raise their hands. Someone kindly stop the screen sharing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Firozji.
There are 2 questions in the comment box. If you can please chat box. If you can please.
Okay, just a moment. Yes. Let me take. So there is a question from Yogesh Malhotra ji. In Punjab, streets are not preferred to be constructed. Is it true? So, Rutuja ma'am.
Sir, can you pardon the question again?
Yeah, the question is, in Punjab, streets are not preferred to be constructed. Is it true?
Sir, Punjab is under the smart study project is going all over the Punjab, and mostly architects are engaged in the smart study work over here. And the streets are not well developed. The reason is the people are usually not going for this renovation thing right now, and most of the people are into it. And the projects we have done mostly we have done this renovation thing. We have tried to give this skyline to the Punjab streets mostly. If you have seen over here, and I think we are into this construction thing. So I will surely ensure this thing that Punjab government will take the initiative, and we architects will get chance to redesign the streets. And well wishes for the Punjab government then, I would say.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. So
Yes,
pardon,
sir.
it is not the street, it is stilt.
Yeah, it's stilt, yes. In Punjab, stilt are not preferred to be. No.
It is not street. I think Rutuja has actually misinterpreted it.
Okay. Stilt floor. You are talking about the stilt floor.
Yes.
The stilt floor is not preferred over here. Yes. Stilt floor is not preferred. People usually are not going for the stilt floor thing. We are designing this mezzanine floor thing concept. तो बेसिकली जो एरियाज है, जस्ट लाइक वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द ग्रुपिंग ऑफ दी स्पेसेस, तो मोस्टली पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू यूज मल्टीपर्पज प्लेसेस. So here the steel floor areas, they don't go for the steel floor mostly. So I would surely say, I think my voice is echoing. Hello.
Yeah, please continue. There was some disturbance in the noise.
I think the steel mezzanine floor concept, we are usually going more than the steel floor concept. And if anybody wants to share on the steel floor, can share. As per my opinion, we are going for the mezzanine floor.
I think the
basically I would like to share some information on street floor. May I?
Sir, kindly introduce yourself and
basically अगर हम दिल्ली एनसीआर में देखें, there are street floor system, but in लुधियाना there is not as much regulations, क्योंकि यहाँ पे लोगों के पास स्पेस बहुत अवेलेबल है. दिल्ली में स्पेस अवेलेबल नहीं है कार पार्किंग के लिए, तो उन्होंने एक रूल बना दिया कि आपको कार पार्किंग के लिए स्ट्रीट फ्लोर बनाना पड़ेगा जिसकी हाइट 8 फीट है. बट इन पंजाब देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ स्पेस इन यहाँ पे लोगों के पास 2-2 हजार गज के विलास अवेलेबल हैं अभी, तो उनको कार पार्किंग का इतना सिस्टम अभी ये प्रॉब्लम आ नहीं रही इन पंजाब. इन फ्यूचर में भी ये जरूरी हो जाएगा कि आपको एक स्ट्रीट फ्लोर बनाना ही है फॉर एटलीस्ट 4 to 3 कार्स. इन दिल्ली में फ्लोर सिस्टम अवेलेबल है, लेकिन लुधियाना में या पंजाब में अभी फ्लोर सिस्टम अवेलेबल नहीं है. दिल्ली में इतनी ज्यादा मुश्किल आ रही है दिल्ली एनसीआर में देखें बिकॉज ऑफ पार्किंग सिस्टम. तो गवर्नमेंट ने वहां पे स्टील फ्लोर के लिए परमिशंस दी हैं, पर राइट नाउ इन पंजाब देयर इज नॉट सच अ स्टील सिस्टम राइट नाउ. ओवर टू Ar Rutuja ji.
Agreed. As per said, just now the Siddharth said, yes, very true. There are a lot of spaces over here, but Delhi NCR is mostly going because they have very low space and over there, and the crowd is very much over there, so they mostly go for the state spaces thing.
Okay, so Firozji has raised and Firozji, please ask your question.
मैं आप दोनों से सिद्धार्थ सर और रुतुजा जी से माफी के साथ ये कहना चाहूंगा कि अब से 20 साल पहले ना दिल्ली में भी बहुत जगह थी.
yes.
और हम लोग अगर हम समझें दिल्ली वालों की बेवकूफियों से अगर आप लोग सीख सकते हैं तो जरूर सीखें और कोशिश करें कि वहाँ पे स्टील फ्लोर आ जाए.
बिल्कुल सर, यू वॉन्ट बिलीव, अगर हम कोई प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं चाहे वो 500 स्क्वायर यार्ड भी विला है, इफ यू आर प्लानिंग, तो हम इस वे में कर रहे हैं कम से कम 4 से 5 कार्स की स्पेस हम अंदर ही दें, नॉट इन स्ट्रीट्स. क्योंकि इन फ्यूचर तो हमें स्ट्रीट फ्लोर तो लाना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि फ्लोर सिस्टम्स की बात चल रही है. अगर यहाँ पे बात करें कॉर्पोरेशन में, तो हो सकता है नियर फ्यूचर में फ्लोर सिस्टम जो चंडीगढ़ में है लेकिन लुधियाना में अभी नहीं है, या पंजाब के बाकी एरियाज में नहीं है, दिल्ली में है, बड़े तो शायद लुधियाना में या पंजाब में भी हो. बट फॉर नाउ, राइट फॉर नाउ अभी ऐसा नहीं है. एंड जैसे आपने कहा सर, बिल्कुल हमें अपने जैसे 20 साल पहले दिल्ली में बहुत जगह थी, अब नहीं है, तो हमें सीखना चाहिए. वन शुड थिंक ओवर.
Here I would also like to add that not just Delhi, but even if we look into this Mumbai thing even, so there are many complex structures they have created in many less area, the more people are occupied over there. So somewhere this can be the future tensions in India. It may create that you have to create a very bunch of people will be living in a very small space. So somewhere we need to look into that. They get a comfortable living standard in this enclosed small spaces and a sustainable living environment, I guess.
And what about the height norms? Actually, the person has also written something about the height. So what are the height norms in Punjab?
Basically,
height could be taken into the residential building.
It's very place to place. Like in अगर कोई flat system apartment, so we can go up to 11 or 13 floors. If it's a group housing, अगर individual house है, we can go up to 55 feet.
35 feet. Okay, that is a 3 story building.
सर ये हरियाणा में अभी जो रिवाइज हुए नॉर्म्स हुए हैं उसमें हाइट इन्होंने इंक्रीज कर दिया. हरियाणा में भी 16.5 मीटर कर दिया है.
Yes.
तो अब इससे जो फायर नॉर्म्स हैं वो अब इससे कैसे होंगे, क्योंकि फायर नॉर्म्स कुछ और कहते हैं फायर नॉर्म्स कहते हैं कि अबव 15 मीटर यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड द डाउन कमर, you have to provide the hose reel, you have to provide the sprinkler in the basement if it is more than the 200 square meter.
Yes.
Are there changes in the residential norms due to
No,
increase in height or not?
नॉर्म्स रिवाइज नहीं हुए हैं, लेकिन अगर रिवाइज हो रहे हैं नॉर्म्स पंजाब में तो बहुत स्लाइटली फर्क आता है, लाइक 3 to 4 हल्का सा स्लाइटली चेंज आता है उसमें, लेकिन आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट हरियाणा, आई कैन नॉट आंसर अबाउट हरियाणा, बट इन पंजाब यहाँ पे जो नॉर्म्स फायर नॉर्म्स हैं वो सेम ही है, चाहे वो आप अर्बन विलास में देखें, जहाँ आप कॉर्पोरेशन के अंदर देखें, दे आर स्लाइट ऑलमोस्ट सेम।
नहीं सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन ये है, जब इन्होंने हाइट इंक्रीज कर दी है टू 16.5 मीटर से मोर देन 15 मीटर, तो ये फायर नॉर्म्स कैसे फिर उसमें एप्लीकेबल हो रहे हैं? फायर नॉर्म्स कैसे, वो हम कैसे उसको नॉर्म्स को कर पा रहे हैं?
योगेश जी, एक्चुअली सिद्धार्थ जी फ्रॉम पंजाब, और आपने क्वेश्चन हरियाणा के रिगार्डिंग पूछा है, तो एज ही सेड कि हरियाणा के नॉर्म्स के बारे में उन्हें ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है बिकॉज़ ही इज फ्रॉम पंजाब, सो ही कैन टॉक अबाउट द पंजाब।
बेसिकली जो फायर नॉर्म्स है उनका एक सिस्टम होता है बेसिकली, आई विश अगर फायर वाली कोई यहाँ पे कोई इंसान अवेलेबल है तो आपको इजीली बता पाएंगे, क्योंकि उनका सिस्टम सेम है, नीचे एक डिग पे आता है, ऊपर टैंक आता है, चाहे हाइट जितनी हो आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको डिग और वाटर लेवल का सिस्टम इंक्लूड करना पड़ेगा। बाकी आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट हरियाणा एज सर ने बताया।
उसमें क्या है, उसमें आपको ना एक तो से अराउंड 15,000 20,000 लीटर का एक टैंक देना पड़ता है ओवरहेड, फिर आपको एक पंप लगाना पड़ता है, फिर आपको पूरा डाउन कमर लगाना पड़ता है, फिर नीचे बेसमेंट में स्प्रिंकलर देने हैं, आपको हर फ्लोर पे एक होज रील देनी है।
Even you have to give the fire staircase even in the apartments and the residential thing. Even if you have to go for the 2 staircase thing, emergency staircase you have to give. So there are basically bylaws given by every state government to their states somewhere. And I think while planning this our residential planning, whatever we have talked today, somewhere this bylaw I have explained in one of my principles that planning through the bylaws is very important, and you have to follow the norms given by the government when you are going for this complexes apartment thing. But when you're designing your private residence, you don't have to follow this government norms then, because somewhere the emergencies are there, because bunch of the people are wherever there are maximum people staying in one area, so then somewhere we have to follow this principle. I think for the family and the neighborhood, there are already a societal norms given by the local community or local municipal corporation. I think we have to follow that rules, I guess.
No madam, these are the
Yogesh ji, sir, what do you do, what is your profession?
Sir, I am basically MEP consultant.
Sir, I request you to kindly enlighten us on this topic if you have knowledge about the fire norms and all the things. Okay. So it would be better, sir, if you take a slot for the presentation and give us the inputs and give us the insight about the fire norms. Okay, that would be better, because
yes, sir, my concern was to get knowledge on that. Say how in normal, say how we are planning nowadays for the residences in Delhi and around Haryana.
इंडिपेंडेंट हाउस, बिकॉज वहां पर लोग ज्यादा नहीं होते हैं, तो जो नॉर्म्स है ना बेसिकली वो होते हैं जहाँ पर लोग ज्यादा रहते हों, वहां पर इशू आते हैं कि ज्यादा लोग ज्यादा है, तो अगर इमरजेंसी में उनको कैसे इवैक्यूएट किया जाए, क्या प्रोटेक्शन किया जाए।
सर बट ये तो सर मेरा ये क्या है कि सर ये तो हमारे नॉर्म्स, तो ये तो NBC के अकॉर्डिंग है ना, ये तो जो फायर जो है हमारे नॉर्म्स हैं, ये तो हर के लिए वैलिड है। ये तो
बिल्कुल सर, ये इंडिपेंडेंट हाउसेस पे नहीं है,
नहीं है ना सर, ये
मल्टी ग्रुप हाउसिंग और मल्टी स्टोरी उनके लिए है सर। ये जो आपके वो बन रहे हैं 3 या 4 स्टोरी के जो बिल्डर्स फ्लोर वगैरह बन रहे हैं, आप देखेंगे तो वहां पर फायर स्प्रिंकलर्स वगैरह का प्रोविजन वहां पे नहीं है। एंड दीज आर फॉर द ग्रुप हाउसिंग सोसाइटी एंड द मल्टी फ्लैट सिस्टम, जहां पर प्रॉपर्टी
ग्रुप हाउसिंग, अगर ये ग्रुप
फॉर द ग्रुप हाउसिंग, इट इज मैंडेटरी फॉर द ग्रुप हाउसिंग।
लेकिन अगर आप इंडिपेंडेंट विला बना रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे तो बेसिकली ऐसे कोई नॉर्म्स है नहीं है। अगर आप कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं, उसकी प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं, तो आपको फायर सर्टिफिकेट मिलना
चाहिए। I think it comes in commercial planning में मोस्टली वो नॉर्म्स आ जाते हैं आपकी, वेयर आपको एग्जिट कहाँ पे देनी है, आपको स्मोक डिटेक्टर्स कहाँ लगाने, आपको फायर ड्रिल्स कहाँ लगाने, ये सारी चीजें उस कमर्शियल प्लानिंग में आ जाती है।
बट मैडम ये NBC जो पार्ट 4 है वो तो रेजिडेंशियल के लिए भी एप्लीकेबल है।
एक्सक्यूज मी योगेश जी, हमारे पास टाइम बहुत कम है, We have to take others
I
questions also.
interrupt over here, ma'am, सीमा जी. सर, इस तरह से है कि हर जगह के और हर रेजिडेंशियल और आइदर कमर्शियल हर जगह के बाइलॉज अलग अलग हैं, तो फायर नॉर्म्स भी उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली ही हैं.
Okay, anyone else who want to ask
We should
anything?
take others questions also.
There is another question in the chat room by Mamta ji, planning for disabled people. Mamta ji, you can ask your question now.
Yes. What is the if in Chandigarh, disabled people ke liye there is any laws are coming is it started like in Punjab?
Obviously से मैम में नॉर्म है, लेकिन अगर प्लान कर रहे हैं किसी डिसेबल पर्सन के लिए तो जैसे एज रिक्वायरमेंट्स पहले ही नोट कर लेते हैं, हमें डिजाइन भी वैसे करना पड़ता है. सबसे पहले उनका टॉयलेट, उनकी एंट्रेंस बनती है. अगर सेकंड फ्लोर या फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे रह रही हैं तो लिफ्ट का अरेंजमेंट, एक और रेलिंग आती है जो लिफ्ट जो पेशेंट या वो बताते हैं कि हमें किस तरह की चैलेंजेस करने पड़ते हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम उसे प्लान करते हैं.
Okay, I request everyone because today's presentation, today's workshop was about the residential planning and architecture. So kindly keep their questions about the residential sector, residential house.
I would like to answer here for Mamta ma'am. Mamta ma'am, mostly Mamta ma'am is also right. Yes. Mostly disabled people are a part of our family only. Yes. If there is someone in the private residency, someone someone is having a disabled person in their house. So somewhere their convenience and their communication in the house, their accessibility house, their utilities in the house, their toilets in the house should be in such a way where disabled norms are carried in the private residency, and somewhere they're giving ramps in some places like gardens and courtyards where there could be easy communication where they would not like to use the steps over there, right?
Right.
So somewhere they have to have this convenience and utilities in the house where they could have a good communication with their all household activities they are doing inside. So somewhere we have to follow this. This is a designing part of residential planning completely.
Yes. It's equally important for both commercial.
Yes, it's equally important.
Yes. You have given very good answer. Thank you, Rutuja.
Thank you.
Rutuja ji, even one, sorry. I have one question over here.
Yes,
is there anything in the architectural planning to save energy? Because day by day the climate is getting hot, and is there anything in the planning that we can save energy?
Yes. So right from the interior to the exterior, there are different materials coming in the market where we are going to the eco-friendly and sustainable thing all over. This green building concept, if you look, so there are many solar panels we are putting on the top of the house where we could use the solar energy to do this air conditioning and all electrical supply of our houses. And second thing, if we are using this sand cladding material in such a way that they are very cheap and they are this sustainable free materials, then there are a lot of materials coming in the market we could put on the external facade of the building where the natural sunlight may enter in, where the brick block patterns can be played in such a way that excess light can be cut down, and maximum our house may be naturally be the cooling tower house kind of cooling environment we could get in a ventilated space over there, I guess.
Is cavity wall, if you put the cavity wall, that is the boundary wall of the house, should be cavity wall, that can work?
Yes, cavity wall can work. Cavity wall can ensure that there is not the thermal जो rays होते हैं हमारे जो, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं cavity wall can play a big role over there. So we could use cavity wall too. Yes.
I want to add one thing. Can I add? This is Saurabh.
Yes, Saurabh.
Yes, Saurabh.
So there is full actually for insulation. There is a norm in the NBC and their National Building Code, and that has been added. So there are cavity wall, there are wall with the insulation, roof with the insulation. Even the CPWD has included certain material that can help also in energy saving. And IGBC, Griha, and GEM, all these organizations are working for energy saving only.
It's energy saving, right?
Thank you.
It's 8:55, Vishalji. I think we should take the